Hi everybody, it's been nearly 3 months since I've done a video. My intentions were good. I wanted to wait until I'd had a few appointments so I had some good news to share, and then I had some appointments and there wasn't any good news, so I thought I'd wait a bit longer. And then before you know it, you've had 5 or 6 appointments, a load of things said to you, none of it's good news, and everyone's out of the loop. So that's kind of what's happened. Since my last video, I've been back to my psychiatrist. I've seen 2 different rheumatologists, and I've seen 2 different pain consultants. One of the pain consultants just said, sorry, there's nothing I can do for you anymore, go and see someone else. The 2 rheumatologists said that I've developed, because I've been in pain for however long I've been in pain, my brain's lost the ability to register different types of sensation. So although I have pain, and my pain receptors fire all the time, whether there is or isn't stimulus, I've now got like my pressure sensitive. You have different types of receptors when it comes to touch. You have pain receptors, you have pressure receptors, you have hot and cold receptors, and they all are activated to different things. But instead of, with most chronic pain patients, it's the overstimulus of a pain receptor. It's like all of my different types of receptor all register as pain, which is why I respond so badly to heat, and why I can't wear a bra anymore, that kind of thing. And there's nothing really they can do for that. They can just hope that my brain will kind of revert back to its old way over time. I went to a hypermobility specialist who told me that I didn't have hypermobility syndrome, which I kind of knew. One of my surgeon liked that theory that I had it because it would explain why I originally had the structural problem in my back, but it wasn't that. So now I'm at St Thomas's in London, just with the pain team there, and their priority is to get me back to 1 long-acting and 3 short-acting types of pain medicine, because currently I'm on 2 different long-acting. So at the moment I am coming off the MST, which is the tablet form of, slow-release morphine, and I've had last week I didn't feel that bad, to be honest. It was fine. I've had a headache since about Wednesday, which you'd expect, whatever. But now it's not so much withdrawal, it's actually just the pain. And this is what annoys me, the fact that, fair enough, it's not safe to be on 2 different types of long-acting opiate because, of respiratory depression, and the fact that it can sometimes, any changes in your metabolism can make it behave unpredictably. But there's always like this underlying message about long-term difficulties and addiction and things. And the reality is when I don't take my medicine, I don't count down the minutes until I can take it again. I take it again when the pain comes back. So I'm not aware of any massive dependence outside my dependence for pain. I've never taken anything really to relieve a headache that I've had from withdrawal. I've only ever taken the pain meds because I was in pain exactly where I thought I was in pain. I'm sure anyone that knows what I'm talking about, you get what I mean. I'm not explaining myself very well. I've only ever felt the need to take pain medicines for the pain that I know I have. I've never had any nondescript pain that could have been withdrawal that's made me need to take the medicine. So I don't really think that I have a dependence I have a tolerance. So I am doing this to keep other people happy, to tick the boxes, to jump through the hoops, which is fine. I just, while I'm not working now, and I'm at home, going through this is actually just making me feel incredibly isolated and even further away from ever getting back into work again, really. I'm sure that is partly withdrawal, but 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, when I finished my job, I said that I wasn't going to be able to apply for another normal job until I felt more employable, and I feel even less employable after 3 weeks rest than I did kind of staggering through my last contract. So I don't really know where we're going with this. I've just filled in a load of questionnaires to be assessed for a inpatient rehab program. I've done one of these before. I've done a 1 week rehab program where you go and you stay either on a ward or in a hotel, and you have physio for 2 hours every day and occupational therapy every day. While I was there before, I also had 2 sessions of group therapy that was quite interesting. So the 3-week course is daily physio, daily occupational therapy, 3 sessions of individual counselling a week, and 2 sessions of group therapy a week, and then you go home at the weekends. Depending on your care needs, you either do it in the rehab centre at the hospital or you do it in a hotel. I'll probably be doing it in a hotel and using the hospital gym for the physio. It's, it doesn't really make a difference to me. I'm not really that bothered either way. It's not miles and miles away from home, but I was told that I had to send the forms back as soon as possible, which is fine. I just did it over the weekend and sent them straight back. But you're not put on the waiting list until they receive your forms back, and the waiting list is about 5 or 6 months. So I don't really know how that will affect a job contract, in the way that I would need 3 weeks off in 6 months' time, and it's just something else to have hanging over. There's very little else to tell you. I've sat my exam. I don't know if I've passed yet, except it was 5 hours of exams. The actual papers weren't too horrendous, but obviously I was worried about getting the tube in the rush hour, so I left quite early, and by the end of the day, although I was in my own room and I was invigilated on my own and I could move and walk about, I don't think I stopped crying for the last 3 hours. I couldn't really breathe. I was just in so much pain, and I ended up having to stay in London in this hotel for about 2.5 hours after I'd finished the paper, because I couldn't get myself to the front of the hotel to get a taxi to the station, even though I could see the station. It was just really shit. I'm pretty sure that my memory part of my brain is a lot more capable than my pain management part of my brain, and I'm sure that I've picked up enough information over the last 5 years to have passed the sodding exam. I'm not really that concerned, and you know, there's fuck all I can do about it now, so just whatever. It's probably not the attitude to have after how much work has gone into the last year, but that's all that I can do. Yeah, that's what's going on. I just wanted to show you oh, I didn't bring in my new one from Sammy. Oh, right, I bought this chunk of malachite. Look at the pattern on that, it's gorgeous. It's very heavy actually, it's nearly 200 grams. It's very heavy, very solid. It's a nice shape, it's a nice size. Oh, there you go, that's a nice shot. This is actually just solid malachite. This isn't with chrysocolla. It is polished. But it is kind of textured. You can still feel where the original kind of lumps and bumps were. I've also just received a tiny piece of the really beautiful velvety malachite, but it's quite fragile, so I've actually put it in like a display box. I've got this blue aventurine blade. I mean, it's pretty sharp. I kind of love it for that. I don't need to elaborate on that, do I? All you self-harmers out there are just going, wow, that's incredible, use your favourite crystal. Yeah, it's beautiful, it's lovely. I mean, it's got some like yellowing bits and some darker blue. I mean, it is just like the ocean in terms of how many different colours it's got in it. And this is incredible, you will love this. This is a piece of green calcite, and it's that classic, beautifully polished to the point where it feels and it looks like a boiled sweet. It's got obviously some green there, you can see some of the honey calcite, but it is just stunning, and this was a little present to myself after I finished my contract, and I'm ever so pleased with it. It's a beautiful size, it's a nice weight, it's about, I think it's about 120 grams. So there are a few of my new pieces that I am holding on to at the moment. What was the other thing I wanted to say? Oh, it's not here, but I've also got from Sammy. I bought the most lovely tiger's eye, normal golden tiger's eye sphere, and it's absolutely perfect. And I was using it with Hibiscus Moon's Sacred Space with Crystals meditation, and she says in the meditation it's great to use a sphere, and I'd never really used one with it before. I mean, the piece I normally use is this piece of rainbow fluorite that is is my favourite ever piece that I've received from Sammy, and it just has the most beautiful energy, beautiful colours. It's just my absolute favourite, and rainbow fluorite generally is my favourite stone in the world. But yeah, no, the sphere was just incredible with Hibiscus Moon's meditation, so I'm just going to flag that up. I'm sure it's available to buy. I got it for free as part of the Energy Healers Conference that I signed up to earlier on this year, which I don't know if I spoke about, but it was absolutely incredible. I mean, Hibiscus Moon is incredible anyway. I mean, if you are into crystals, she is your go-to girl for the information side, and if you are purchasing and you are just not wanting massive massive expensive display pieces, which Hibiscus Moon does kind of specialise in, then Sammy on the rockscrystals.com is your go-to girl for that. So there was a little bit of plugging, along with a bit of an update, and I'm sure we'll all be in touch soon. Right, I will talk to you soon. Bye.